How are you? Good to see you.
Yeah.
I heard. All right. Good to see you. Good.
All right, we're going to fix our microphone issue. So much better than a wardrobe issue. I am pleased to be joined by Gary, the great mayor of the city of Detroit, our other U.S. Senator, Gary Peters, to honor the lifetime of work of our friend, Debbie Stabenow, in public service.
Thank you.
So it's not, really common as we look at national leaders to leave when they're on top. And Debbie is certainly at the top of her influence and power in Washington, but she's chosen to come home. I am personally going to miss Debbie because my relationship with the senator dates back to before I arrived here in Michigan, even before I even had a thought that I might be moving to Michigan someday. As someone who ran 2 federal agencies for President W. Bush, I had many opportunities to interact with Senator Stabenow. And I will tell you that the senator and I didn't always agree. We had different approaches, just like this panel has been talking about, different approaches. But we never had a crossword. In fact, we had a lot of laughs. We had a lot of mutual respect. And Senator, we are going to miss you so very, very much. And you've meant so much to this conference. And I've just so appreciated the opportunity to work on so many issues together in my role today at the Detroit Regional Chamber. So congratulations on an amazing career.
Thank you. Thank you. Mwah.
So, we know way too much about each other. In the 1970s, there was a young woman getting her master's degree at Michigan State. And
Go white. Oh, right. Oh, sorry.
and that got me off my
and
subject.
this is like University of Michigan guy right here.
But there was a nursing home, the only Medicaid nursing home in Lansing, was about to be closed down by the Ingham County Commissioners. Debbie Stabenow, like me, is the daughter of a nurse. And I think there is something, when you see the world through your mom's eyes, you have to do something. Debbie thought it was her job to preserve this, so she ran for county commissioner to help these seniors. And the county commissioner running against, they asked me, says, I'm not worried about that young broad, which is what he called her.
That's what he said.
She knocks off the commissioner. 3 years later, becomes the youngest chair in history and the first female chair of the Ingham County Board of Commissioners, goes to the legislature, takes on the horrible property tax system that created terrible inequities in school financing with Proposal A that's benefiting this state 30 years later, goes to Washington, and in the midst of Republican and Democratic conflict, every year gets the agriculture bill through. And by the way, when you read the details, SNAP benefits, food benefits for the hungry are increased on a bipartisan basis. But I'm going to tell you Debbie Stabenow's story I've never told. I'm going to tell you what it really is. So 2014, Detroit comes out of bankruptcy. It's 2015, and while bankruptcy is gone, none of the problems have gone away. I got 45,000 abandoned houses in the city. No money from the city, no money from the state, no money from the county. I said, only one place to get it from, the federal government. I need $250 million. There was only one person I know tenacious enough. So I called my friend. I said, Debbie, I feel really bad. I've been mayor for a year. I haven't had you to dinner at the Manoogian. Why don't you come on over?
It was a very nice dinner.
And I said, why don't you come a couple hours early? We'll drive around. And
drove around. He drove, made me nervous, but he,
For 2 hours, we drove the neighborhoods. And she saw the little children playing in front of the burned out houses. She saw people planting flowers in a desolated block. And she says, I didn't understand the scope of this. And I said, Debbie, I need $250 million. And she says, Mike, Mitch McConnell and the Republicans are about to shut down the federal government because we're spending too much. I can't just get you to it. I need billions of dollars for a new national program. I said, Debbie, that's why I called you. So we're having dinner, and she said, I can't do it. About halfway through dinner, she says, well, now tell me how this might work. I said, there's 6 states that are actually doing this now. I just need you to fund the 6. And, Ohio, oh, good, Rob Portman's there. Kentucky, oh, good, McConnell's from there. So at dinner, she's got a legal pad. Some people have their staffs write out formulas. She sketches out the bill at the Manugian table, goes to D.C., calls me back 3 days later. Obama's on board, the Senate Democrats on board, and I'm hounding Mitch McConnell every time I see him. And I'm hearing this from staff that McConnell's in the hallway, and Debbie comes up and says, we need a new blight funding bill, $2 billion. McConnell says, you crazy. Then she gets Portman, McConnell's Republican senator from Ohio. They need money for Cleveland and Youngstown. And Debbie calls us, I think we're making progress. I hounded McConnell today, and he says, Debbie, explain this blight bill to me. She says, this is progress. It gets down to December. Headlines, shutdown, 2015, right? The financial markets are going to collapse. The U.S. credit rating is going to be ruined. We're about 3 days from shutdown. She says, I have an idea. Mitch McConnell listens to Dan Gilbert and Jamie Dimon. You think you could get him to call? I don't know, I'll call him. So I call Jamie, I call Dan, said, would you call Mitch McConnell about this $2 billion thing? So they both put in a call. Now, as the financial market is about to melt down, and McConnell gets phone calls from Jamie Dimon and Dan Gilbert. He's assuming they're talking about America's financial markets. Gets on the phone and they say, Mitch, we really need this $2 billion blight program. Mitch McConnell says to Debbie, I'll put the money in, have them stop calling me. And as the shutdown was averted at midnight that night before Christmas, the program got in. We had 45,000 abandoned houses in that city that day. Today we have 4,000 houses. Property values have soared, and we knocked down 25,000 houses. We fixed up 15,000 houses. The reason the population gained for the first time in 60 years was because of what Debbie Stabenow did. She helped bring this city back a decade faster than we would have. That's the kind of tenacity one of the greatest senators Michigan has ever had, and one of the world's great human beings.
Thank you. Thank you, Steve.
As the Ed says, we're not done yet. Senator.
Well, I'll be brief after that amazing story. But I've had the privilege to work with Debbie now for 10 years. And I will tell you, coming in as a new senator, a new place, not really knowing my way, having Debbie as my partner was a godsend. She literally took me under her wing. I consider her not just a friend, but a mentor. And as the mayor said, there is nobody who knows how to get things out of other members in the Senate like Debbie Stabenow. She is the most tenacious person that I know when she is on a cause. I will tell you, I know what it's like getting those calls from her because I get them on a lot of bills. And when Mike was talking about her hounding everybody, I don't call it hounding. I say encouraging. She's encouraging people to help a good cause. And her legislative accomplishments, in addition to the amazing things that she's done, I know one of your things that you're very proud of is protecting the Great Lakes, something that's in your DNA. The Great Lakes Restoration Fund, which is probably one of the most successful programs ever to help clean up sites all through the Great Lakes. Who was the principal author who pushed that in the United States Senate and made it a reality? Debbie Stabenow did that, as you're looking at these beautiful lakes out here. But in addition to being a great legislator, I'll just close with this. She's got a really great fun side, too. And maybe later we can get a piano somewhere here in the Grand. She is wonderful on the piano. She's got a great voice. And our caucus, whenever things get tough and when things get tense and we all get together, Debbie lights up the room with her entertainment. We love her. I love Debbie. I'm going to miss you immensely. And you deserve all the credit for all of the amazing things you've done. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Senator.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you, sweetie.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're the best.
Thank you. Thank you.
Masco Corporation is proud to deliver products that enhance the way consumers all over the world experience and enjoy their living spaces. Masco, serving Michigan communities since 1929.
Support also provided by the Cynthia and Edsel Ford Fund for Journalism at Detroit PBS.
DTE Foundation is a proud sponsor of Detroit PBS. Among the state's largest foundations committed to Michigan-focused giving, we support organizations that are doing exceptional work in our state. Learn more at dtefoundation.com.
We help organizations find their voices through what they do and who they impact. We are VVK PR and Creative, a Detroit agency telling the stories of critical issues affecting the big picture and the small moments. Stories at Skyline Heights and on-the-ground influence. We lead with relationships first, solutions always, and with diversity as our compass. VVK PR and Creative.
Nissan Foundation, and viewers like you.